Hi, I'm reading from the research that David and me did back in the 80s when we were leaving the organization. This is the third section of the research. It has to do with changes in doctrine, including flip-flops and double reversals through the history of the organization, always with the claim that this is progressive or greater light. This is a claim of the Watchtower from the Yearbook of 1975, page 245. By the year 1970, a century had passed since Charles Taze Russell and a few associates began meeting for earnest prayerful study of the Scriptures. Through all those decades, Jehovah's servants had enjoyed spiritual enlightenment and divine direction. These are scriptures to keep in mind as we look at these things. John 8, verses 31, 32, and 36, Jesus' promises. He says, it states, Jesus went on to say to the Jews that had believed him, "If you remain in my word, you are really my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Therefore, if the Son sets you free, you will be actually free." Counsel from Proverbs, chapter 2, verses 1 to 10. My son, if you will receive my sayings and treasure up my own commandments with yourself, so as to pay attention to wisdom with your ear, that you may incline your heart to discernment, if, moreover, you call out for understanding itself, and you give forth your voice for discernment itself, if you keep seeking for it, as for silver, and as for hid treasures, you keep searching for it. In that case, you will understand the fear of Jehovah, and you will find the very knowledge of God. For Jehovah himself gives wisdom. Out of his mouth there are knowledge and discernment. And for the upright ones he will treasure up practical wisdom. For those walking in integrity, he is a shield. By observing the paths of judgment, he will guard the very way of his loyal ones. In that case you will understand righteousness and judgment and uprightness, the entire course of what is good. When wisdom enters into your heart, and knowledge itself becomes pleasant to your very soul. And then Proverbs chapter 3, the first 6 verses. My son, my law do not forget, and my commandments may your heart observe, because length of days and years of life and peace will be added to you. May loving kindness and trueness themselves not leave you. Tie them about your throat, write them upon the tablet of your heart, and so find favor and good insight in the eyes of God and of earthly man. Trusting in Jehovah with all your heart, and do not lean upon your own understanding. In all your ways take notice of him, and he himself will make your paths straight. So now this next page of our research, I have here, I'll just kind of give you a glimpse. It's a list of 30 teachings regarding the divine plan. These are all taken from the 7 volumes of the studies in the Scriptures. And I don't know, there probably is some Watchtower references. Maybe not. But anyways, it's all from that period, from Russell's period. Teachings that they published, studied, and preached. So these are the teachings about the divine plan. I'm not going to give you all the references. They are on the page here, but I'm just going to give you all the teachings that are in those publications to do with the divine plan. The first one, Gentile times began in 606 B.C.E. The reign of Papacy, man of sin, is what they understood that to be, to last 1260 years, bounded by God's fixed dates, 539 A.D. and 1799 A.D. Third, time of the end, definitely marking the exact date, 1799, to end 1914. Fourth teaching, new reformation began in 1799. The fifth one, Adventist movement began 1829, fulfilling 1290 days of Daniel 12. 6. Virgins went forth to meet the bridegroom, 1844 to 1874. 7. The sanctuary was cleansed in 1846, the 2300 days of Daniel chapter 8. The 8th point, millennium has already begun, 1872, 1873. The 9th point, clearly revealed that Christ has come in 1874. 10. The harvest period from 1874 to 1914 culminates with all anointed in heaven, then 1918. 11. Christ's heavenly rule clearly began in 1878. 12. The saints resurrected in 1878. 13. God's favor returned to fleshly Israel, 1878. 14. Babylon fell, was rejected in 1878. Number 15. Heavenly call ceased in 1881. That's from 1921. It's written, I guess. I've got that in brackets, 1921. 16. Present generation, 1897, will witness crisis and pass through. 17. Great tribulation expected, 1910 to 1912. And then I guess it's got 1914, 1920. You know, they moved some of these dates along. 18. Babylon, Christendom, destroyed completely by 1914, 1915, 1918. The 19th point, or teaching. Gentile times end in 1914, 1915, with complete destruction of nations, 1927. 20. Earthly phase of God's kingdom, Israelitish, due in 1914, 1915, 1925. 21. Natural Israel, earthly instruments in divine plan. Now, beside this one, I have a little star, and we had mentioned in the letter about this chart, and the star represents teachings that were positions taken by the society in repudiation of a Babylonish teaching of Christendom, and then later adopted as progressive light. Point number 22. Promises to Israel cannot be interpreted in any symbolic sense. That also has a little star beside it. 23. Thus says the Lord God, Zionism, pinnacle of coming kingdom. Another little star. 24. Public persecution on an unprecedented scale immediately follows the sealing of all the anointed. 25. 3.5 years prescription of the truth. 26. Gap between creation of Adam and Eve, sin's entrance short. 27. Parallel dispensations prove chronology correct. 28. Christendom misinterprets 1260 days as literal. And there's a star beside that one. They changed their mind. 29. Divine plan, times, seasons cannot be of human origin, direct from God, divinely appointed. And the last one, Babylon, dishonoring the holy name, blaspheming the holy name by misrepresentation of the divine character and plan. I'm going to link to a video that is reviewing from a book by PROOFS JWs and Prophetic Speculation. The title is Kingdom Arrives in 1878, Armageddon Ends in 1914. The discreet slave is certain of God's dates. And then I'll put the playlist to the J.W. Roots series based on readings from Barber and Russell. Thanks for listening.